breaking news to you.
Well, this is the scariest news that we ever appear. This summer, we had a lot of terrorize. Now we're gonna talk about what happened one time ago. A biggest building in 15 years ago. In the summer of 2008, the biggest storm in the history of science. A biggest building underwater, the biggest hurricane in history of science. The city of Fisher Price. The biggest building, bigger than 9/11. The building is a monster. A building in the bottom all the way to the sky. 15 other buildings. That building was special but created by God and science. At least 75 billion people is dead. At least a hurricane crushed up a building. It was the biggest building in the history of science. In 2005, around July 4th, a celebration of the biggest building of water-ready kids survivors of 20 billion people survived, and 75 other billion people have died. This building is the science of a machine. At least more than a lot of people you can count is in that building of terror. Bombs is included, guns versus fire. Emma Madonna wasn't part of that, but he survived. At the beginning of the movie, everyone, at least 15 hours or 75 hours, one day and night, running to the top of the building. It's about 1 billion stairs, 1 billion floors, water, all the way to the top of the building. Door was pushed. A big wave, everyone's on the water, drowning. This is the news that you'll never repel of 2005 of the bombing. Since then, one each year of the other that is bombing too. Especially the Vladimir falling as a part of it. And now we will remember the biggest building in history. A lot of terrorizing moments of that building. Of what? A hurricane water was in the bottom, all the way to the top. The day of the terrorized, one before, of a robbery in progress. That suspect, a robber, found a person who was trying to escape, running with a building. And now a terrorized started to begin. Of that robber saved a lot of people's lives. A lot of little kids having accidents in the pants due to the terrorized of water, drowning. And right after the big slide down, 1 billion feet down, everyone was at the top of the building, jumping in the lives, surviving underwater. How water can be this high all the way to the sky. Everyone was jumping. The building was at least a hit to the sky. That means the building cannot be higher than the sky. 1,025,000 feet low of people jumping alive. The water can reach a big wave. We don't know how that's possible. But way at the end of everyone had to wear the boots. And this, my friends, will tell you a scariest story that you will never could believe. A story of building collapse. Wall building feet straight. Like all right here on top of people. There was an ocean. The one did not get a hurricane because it was over. And you are never gonna believe the next part of the story of the history of 2005. The biggest building that from the sky destroyed 6,000 buildings and killed a lot of other people because the water is not from a hurricane, it's from the water mirror falling that we didn't know. That's why, besides 2017 and 2005, we found out it wasn't a hurricane. It was a bomb from the sky, created that storm by a computer code. And my friends, besides the amount of the terrorists that we made sure Emma and Mullen and the other guy cannot go back to the earth again by God's terms. Ambulance, fire trucks, police cars was everywhere. But until running up and up and up and up and cannot stop running, waters chasing them. A wave chasing them. A few once an hour they calm down. But prepare yourself. The next one is shocking to be on a movie. That ocean was so big that the buildings fell on top of their heads all the way to New York, to Toys R Us. That means it's impossible that those buildings were into New York and Toys R Us because this Toys R Us is not from the US. It means when you get there, it's about 20 billion hours away. That building came seconds away because how big it is. Before the robbery happens, there was a parade shooting of waters. The trucks ran right to the water with electronic cars. And then two other suspects appear of a house robber. That means those two, the guy and the robber, who didn't even do the bank robbery. Two other robbers were the two bombers. Emma was there in the house. The scariest number to remember in almost about 20 years. Happened almost 20 years ago. Why didn't it happen again in 2017? Because that building is no longer the building. It is a center point because we cannot see the terrorizers. The museum of it was a museum of the Water Park Museum, the biggest building in the whole wide world. And we are what we talked about in 20 years ago of that terrorized. Since we had another one this year, and then we have a bunch of shootings on the freeway today. And then we came to realize, is this officer a part of the shooting theater because he survived? How come we remember the possible memories that happened that day of that scariest moment caught on camera